morning to you, and welcome back to today's JRPG weekly update. And guys, have I got news for you? Yeah, I got a little bit. You know what, guys? That's what we do here on the JRPG weekly update. We talk about some news. Here's some. Try this on for size. Phantasy Star Online 2 coming to Steam, which is pretty cool in North America, by the way. So that's been confirmed by a portion of the game's manual that's currently online that is presumably linked to that closed beta that's going on with Xbox One. I mean, we kind of knew, that it was going to be coming to other consoles and other platforms because Phil Spencer, during E3 last year, asked if Phantasy Star Online 2 would come to other platforms. He said, in a very let's move along from the subject sort of way, he said that they would be coming to all platforms. But anyways, yeah, so we kind of knew that already, but it's nice to have a document, a current document that says, yes, it is not just coming to PC, it's coming to Steam, and that will make a lot of people very happy, I'm sure. And here's something else that's going to make a lot of people pretty happy in a release date update. I guess it's kind of a double-edged sword, really, but The Outer Worlds, we talked about this last week, how they were going to be releasing that on March 6th of this year on the Nintendo Switch. Unfortunately, that release was going to be a box with a download code in it. Well, scrap all of that because The Outer Worlds is coming to the Nintendo Switch a bit later than that as a result of some coronavirus stuff going on in that region where these are manufactured, unfortunately. So that's the downside. But the silver lining is that now we're actually getting physical copies of the game, which is a huge plus because, like I said last week, if you're going to do a physical release, what's the point of having a download code in it? There is no point. So I'm glad that they see the light. They must have seen that episode and decided to change their ways. I'll take credit for that one, guys. And also Fairy Tail got delayed, but there's not really a silver lining to that one. The Fairy Tail RPG was originally set to launch on March 19th of this year, and that release date has been pushed back to
further enhance the game for a more enriching fairy tale experience.
So, they're probably cleaning up a lot of bugs. So now it's planned to release on June 25th in Europe and Japan, and then on the 26th of June in the United States. So they're pushing that back. What's that? March, April, May, June. Ooh, that's 3 months that they're pushing that back, but hopefully it'll be worth it in the end. And in other news, Atlus needs our help, guys. They need it. And you know why? Because every once in a while, every year, they put out this little survey in Japan. They put out this survey and they ask fans, what should we be doing? And you know what, guys? As fans, and I'm assuming you're a fan because we all love RPGs here. If you're a fan of Atlus stuff, you should also respond to this survey. I'm going to be doing that here right after I'm finished editing and recording and all this other stuff. Maybe tomorrow morning when you guys are doing this too. I mean this morning. This is totally, I record this every morning. No, but yeah, there's a link that I'm going to be pasting into the video description here, and it's in Japanese, which might be a bit of a barrier for some, such as myself. And that's okay, because Persona Central has a PersonaCentral.com has a translated version of the survey that you can view and read along, and you can have one window open here and one window open there, and you can see how the questions line up, and you can answer it how you feel we should best proceed. I'm looking forward to that, and we'll talk about this a little bit more further on. But yeah, there again are links in the description down below. Go tell Atlus what they ought to be doing, and then come back. Watch this first and then come back. Kingdom Hearts All-in-One bundle has been announced for PS4. The package deal is going to be coming out on March 17th for $50. The package will not, however, include the new DLC, making it not quite all in one, and it's also making it not a very good deal, in my opinion. And here's why. Currently, brand new copies of the story so far, which is the culmination of all 10 to 13 games and movie versions of the games. Basically, all of those can be gotten for $20 as the story so far on PS4. And then also you can get Kingdom Hearts 3 on PS4 for about $20. Both of them brand new off of Amazon.com. So what's the point of bundling them up together if you're getting a worse deal? They could remedy that by maybe including the Remind DLC, but they're not doing it. And also, why is it only coming to PS4? Why not Xbox One? We know that these games are coming to the Xbox One. They were announced alongside some Final Fantasy games last year. So what gives, Square Enix? I'm not really expecting any answers from that. Rhetorical questions, of course. In SuperDerek news last week, I finished off Trials of Mana, the original, Super Famicom release. It was included in the Collection of Mana collection released on Switch, which was a pretty good deal overall. The review of that game will be out before too terribly long, but at this point, I'm starting to build a backlog of games that I've actually beaten already and haven't reviewed. First, I'm going to be doing Secret of Evermore and then Trials of Mana. And in the meantime, I've actually just started a pretty obscure not RPG over on SuperDerek streams, Shadow of Destiny / Shadow of Memories. It's a really short, interesting adventure game where you play as a guy trying to prevent his own murder using time travel mechanics, and I'll tell you more about that in the review that will be coming out after the Trials of Mana thing. But this game's really short. It's like 12 hours or so. I'm pretty much already half done. That's pretty much it for SuperDerek news, leaving us with today's JRPG weekly forecast for the week. Darksiders Genesis is coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch, and that's going to be coming out on February 14th of this year here, so that's just, a few days away. Also, Snack World, the Dungeon Crawl Gold, is going to be releasing here on the Nintendo Switch on February 14th as well. Again, something that'll keep you a little comforting if you're feeling a little cold on the 14th. And then lastly, not an RPG, but I figured a lot of you guys are going to want to care about this anyway, and that's the Yakuza 3 and 5. The remasters of both are releasing on PlayStation 4 on the 11th, which is tomorrow. Now that just leaves us with today's question of the week. And my question for you guys relates to the Atlus survey that I said we'd circle back around to here. What are you hoping for most from Atlus, if you're an Atlus fan? And if you're not an Atlus fan, I sit this question out, I guess. But if you are an Atlus fan, what kind of responses are you hoping that you'll elicit from Atlus with your responses to their survey? I've got 3 in mind right now that I'd really like to see come to fruition, and I feel like they make sense both from a player's perspective and also like fiscally, financially. This seems like the way to go on a couple of these. So the first is that I hope that they do a full remake of Persona 3. And the reason I feel like they should is that this game was released on PlayStation 2 and PlayStation Portable. The PS2 versions, there were 2, Persona 3 and Persona 3 FES. FES was the enhanced remaster. It had some additional features built in and a terrible epilogue campaign, and I highly recommend that you do not play that. I've got a review of it up here if you're interested, but the thing that I think demands that this be remade is that it was the first Persona game to establish this new style before they really caught their stride, and I feel like if they could remake this and fix Tartarus or replace Tartarus with something much less monotonous, then that would be so good. And also currently there's not really a way to play Persona 3 in a definitive way. And what I mean by that is Persona 3 FES is a good way to play because it has the 3D environments that you get to walk around in, like in Persona 4. Besides Tartarus, that is. You can explore around inside your schools and go into classrooms and all that kind of good stuff that you've come to love and expect from Persona games, except it doesn't have the ability to control your individual characters, and also there's some missing content that they didn't introduce until Persona 3 Portable, such as being able to play as the female protagonist option, and that's something that would be really nice to be able to do. And also, there's other social links through that that you could explore. I feel like there's no definitive way to play it because Persona 3 Portable, it plays kind of like a point and click outside of Tartarus. That's not really my jam, so I feel like remaking this would be the way to go. And then secondly, Persona 4 Persona 4 Golden needs to be ported over to Switch, because of course it does. The Switch is basically where PS Vita games go to become popular, and Persona 4 Golden is constantly considered to be one of the top RPGs of all time. I think that's probably pretty well warranted based on my experience playing through it. I do recommend you play it, and I recommend you play it on Switch, and I think it should come out on Switch because why hasn't it already? Atlus, come on guys, get your head in the game. And then lastly, the last thing I really want is Atlus, finish Shin Megami Tensei 5. Just finish it. Finish it. Because you guys announced this so long ago. You announced this when the Switch was announced. The Switch has been out for years. Shin Megami Tensei 5 is nowhere to be seen. Anyways, guys, I know that was kind of a long-winded ramble. I'm a big Atlus fan. I like them. I want them to succeed, and this is how I feel they could best accomplish that. So what do you guys think? Do you agree with my take on that? Do you have other things you would like to have them do? If so, say so down in the comments below, but this is already probably running a little bit long, so thanks for hanging out with me this morning, guys. I am SuperDerek, and this has all been news to me. Have a good day, everyone.